Hi, everyone, and welcome to Becky Talks. In today's episode, we have Rik from Forvis Mazars. We're going to talk about remote teams and collaboration. But before we get into this topic, I just want to thank you, Rik, for being here, sharing your knowledge and expertise. So, yeah, thank you, and let's get started. So, Rik, maybe for the start, you could share a little bit about Forvis Mazars and what led to the collaboration with Becky.
Yeah, sure. Forvis Mazars is one of the 10 largest accounting firms globally. We strive, of course, to deliver high quality services whilst also keeping the human element in mind. That's, I think, the real strength of Forvis Mazars. As I always say I've been working here for almost 10 years and I've never felt a number, even though I have over 50,000 colleagues. We do all kinds of stuff. We do audits, outsourcing, accounting, tax, payroll services, HR services. So the entire scope of financial service providing for a very broad scope of clients, from basically small, medium-sized enterprises locally up until the globally operating firms. And the team that we actually have Becky working for is for compilation. And compilation of annual accounts, I always say, is a very particular Dutch field of work. It's a different type of work, so it requires a different type of accountant in that terms as well. And that's what our Beckies are helping us with.
Yes. Now, maybe you can tell me what qualities did you focus on when you were selecting your Becky team members?
Of course, you do need to have the technical knowledge to do proper bookkeeping and creating accounts. But next to that, we always say it's also really important to have a good client relationship. So the interpersonal relationship and communication on that part is very important as well. We do feel that, especially if you want to achieve long-term relationships, you need to gain a level of comfort and trust with one another, that you allow people to grow into roles, to have open communication, be able to know what you can do yourself, and also do not be afraid to reach out whenever you need somebody's assistance with that. I think that's also what contributes to my leadership style, is really I will let you swim, but I won't let you drown.
Mm-hmm.
So I think my leadership style really is more like more of a coaching role. I'm not very authoritarian. We don't do that in the Netherlands anyhow, but I'm really bad at that either. I mean, if I need a partner, I will call a partner. And if I need an assistant, I will call an assistant. But there shouldn't be too much. There shouldn't be a barrier to do that.
Great, great. It really sounds like building personal relationship was the key. How did you approach all of this?
For me, first and foremost, we are people working together. And that's something that we're really keen on in the selection procedure as well. If I'm looking for people. I can teach people skills. I can't teach skills personalities. So I want to have somebody that I can connect with, and I try to be me and to be as open as possible, so that you don't feel any barrier to call me if you run aground with a problem. And I will always point you in a direction in a manner that you will still learn. I mean, it's not that I will provide you with the answer and you can move forward, but I can really imagine that it might be helpful that every once in a while you check in with one another to see, well, I'm doing it this way, but is this the way you would have done it as well? Mm-hmm. And then we might have a discussion. Well, I would have done it this way, but the way you do it seems to work as well.
Maybe next you can tell us a little bit about how have you fostered the open communication with your international remote team?
I guess it's a bit of luck as well. We try to do our best to get the personalities right, but I feel I'm very glad with the fact that it seems like we've hit it spot on. What we really focused on in the beginning was face-to-face meetings. So what we did is they had their Becky training for a week and a half, and immediately thereafter we have brought them to the Netherlands. Mm-hmm. We introduced them to the systems we were working with. We introduced them to our colleagues here in the Enschede office. But also we had a full afternoon in Amsterdam where we did a boat tour and we did some tourist stuff. And I think a good 2 weeks later, we went to Belgrade. We had a really nice week there as well. And by means of doing those interactions, I think we have started creating the environment of breaking down that barrier that might exist of formality.
During this whole time, have you noticed any cultural differences between your Dutch and Serbian teams?
What I found is that there is a really big drive to deliver quality work.
Mhm.
Still, that there is some perception that that they need to do stuff on their own.
Mhm.
Whilst we say, well, we're there, we're colleagues, we're all together on the assignment. That's still one of the major tricks. And on the other hand, I must say that I was actually quite surprised about the common ground we had. I mean, we all like to go out, have proper meals, have drinks, have fun together as well. And it is a different world. It is a different environment. And I think we've made quite some big steps into closing that gap as well.
And can you tell me a little bit about how did you approach feedback within the Becky team?
The first half year, we have had daily meetings every morning to just have a quick chat with one another. And they were more than 15 minutes most of the time. On a more long-term scale, we have basically connected them in the Forvis Mazars way of doing feedback, which is a biannual conversation that you are having. We call them the appraisals. And we just have an open conversation. It's really about, well, do you like the work you are doing? Is the portfolio of clients towards your liking? Do you feel that you are still learning? Do you feel that you need more of a challenge? It's a meeting of about an hour, and we always try to have the person that is the subject of the appraisal, so in this case, our Becky, they should be talking for about 3/4 of that time, preferably.
Maybe you can tell me a little bit how did the face-to-face interaction influence the team dynamics?
As mentioned, we've had several interviews with potential Beckies from our side. And the main focus, Paul and I, especially with the first two, had was we need to find people where we have a connection that look at life at the same manner. For instance, we did have an interview with one girl, which was a very lovely girl, and she really had her technical abilities up to par and everything. But we noticed she was a bit shy, is perhaps the best word, and a bit more introvert. And we immediately said, well, that might be a good addition when we have 4 or 5 people on the ground, because we do feel that she has the technical abilities we're looking for. But as a first member, we need to have people that are more outspoken, that speak their mind.
Moving on, to finish off all of this, what advice would you give to other companies looking to build the international remote teams?
I can't stress out the importance of gaining that common ground. So get in touch with your Beckies, do stuff together, get them over to the Netherlands, go over to Belgrade. We immediately said we're going to be seeing one another at least 4 times a year, every quarter. So they will be coming here every half a year. We're going to go there every half a year. And that's what our Beckies say as well. They feel part of Forvis Mazars as well, even though they are all the way in Belgrade. But I think that's the most valuable thing, because then you can work really as a team. Then they are colleagues. They are not third-party service providers. They're colleagues. Treat them as such and get them involved. And also, we try to get them involved here with the colleagues we have here in Enschede as well. I mean, in the end, they will all be working on the same clients, on the same assignments. And the more you get them integrated into your firm, the easier it will get for them to absorb more knowledge, because they will know more people where to gain that knowledge. So get out there, do stuff together, and get acquainted. Don't. I mean, I think, like I said, the main thing for us is we hired people, not processes.
And the last thing, maybe you can tell us a little bit, what has been the biggest benefit working with Becky?
The access we have to good financial professionals, which is a market in the Netherlands, in the labor market, which is really, really, really tough. There is an absolute lack of professionals. we know that there is a pool of very skilled workers available whenever we need to upskill, is what makes Becky very valuable for us. The quality of work is exemplary, is really good.
Mhm.
And that's something that I think it kind of surprised us, because in the end everybody was new and we didn't know what to expect either. Basically everybody we've spoken has a university degree,
Mhm.
has some form of experience in finance. We were really glad to find that, well, both the number of skilled professionals you are able to provide us with, and the fact that the quality they deliver is just simply very good.
Well, Rik, that's all the questions I had for you today. Once again, thank you so much. Hope to have a nice rest of your day.
Thank you very much, and have a lovely day as well. Cheers.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
That's it for today. Until next time, stay tuned with Becky.